Welcome to Underscore, NCPR's regional music project and podcast. I'm Doyle Dean. I spoke with Ben Caito in December of 2020. He was in Boston studying music business and jazz composition at Berklee College of Music. Usually Ben's pretty busy on campus, attending classes, playing gigs, and honing his guitar skills in one of the school's many practice rooms. But that all changed when the pandemic hit. Caito is a native of Jay, New York, in Essex County. And here's my conversation with Ben Caito on Underscore.
A lot of the music that I make on my own time differs quite a bit from the jazz tradition.
Tell me how you're doing with the pandemic. This has been a really difficult time for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to make music by myself and, I can stay sane. At the beginning of the year, January, I didn't know how to produce. I didn't know how to use a computer to record myself. I didn't know any of this stuff. And when the news came in that we were going to be locked down and we all had to stay indoors, I was like, okay, I don't want to wake up at the end of this pandemic or at the end of the quarantine and think I didn't accomplish anything. I didn't do anything. I wasted time. That really scared me. And so I was like, okay, I got to get something concrete done.
Because of the nature of the way your pieces are created, how do you know when something's done?
That was always the toughest thing for me when I was writing music before I actually put my album out. I'd write something and I'd come back to it weeks later and write some more, put it away, come back to it weeks later. And I started doing this thing, I think about a month and a half into quarantine. I was like, I'm going to write 1 minute of music every single day. And the next 30 days, I didn't miss a day because, what else are you going to do in quarantine? And I just had that 1 minute of music and it was done. And that was it. I went back and I gave myself another day, 1 day on each of the songs to extend the length, kind of loop it a little bit and turn them into full songs. But I had to just keep it to that 1 day. You got to take your hands off the keyboard eventually and just tell yourself it's always going to sound a little messed up to me. It became the record, the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows.
I love that challenge you gave yourself. That's really cool. There's one tune I want to track down real quick and have you just talk about it for a second. It's Nobody's Fault.
Why are you wasting your time on me? Am I wasting my time?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of self-reflection that went into that song because when I first started writing that record, the first little bit of quarantine, I was going through a breakup. My girlfriend of about 2 years. It was a long distance thing, and we had split up, and that's the thing is we still really cared for each other, and it wasn't anyone's fault, and I think that's a very sobering life lesson to learn, when you're growing up, is that sometimes it can be no one's fault. It can be you both still, care for each other, but it's not going to work out. When you can't go anywhere and you're stuck in your house, you kind of you have nothing to do but really sit and think about, okay, well, could I have done this differently? Could we have worked it out? But sometimes you just got to put that into something other than words, and that's where that first track came from.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear. I'm sorry about your breakup.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course.
And speaking with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That was New York native Ben Caito, speaking to me as part of Underscore. Here at North Country Public Radio, we've been using music by regional artists during our news programs, and you can learn more about them at ncpr.org/underscore. And just a reminder that NCPR is listener supported. We welcome your contribution to the station at ncpr.org/give. And thank you. For Underscore on North Country Public Radio, this is Doyle Dean.